You know what it's like when you you find yourself a nice quiet spot in the woods. You don't want to be seen, so you find yourself a nice spot, and then some bugger finds you. I think it's time to get a brew on now. So I'm gonna This is the Sawyer Mini. I've had this one for about 10 years now. It's been my go-to water filtration equipment pretty much as long as I've been camping. This is the Befree by Katadyn, and this is the one that I use now. I'm still going to carry on using the Sawyer, but this is my main one. The dog's trying to get back in. Look at the dog, trying to get back into the quilt. Right, I'm going to put the dog back into the thing and then go and get some water from the little creek just down there. Water collection for the two filters is a little bit different. I'm going to use this bag for collecting the water for the Sawyer, but I'm going to use this bottle. Now both of these filters do come with bottles of their own that they can screw onto. I could purchase this one separately to the filter because it's a bit more robust. By the way, Liz, by the way. And now I'm going to try and fill up without getting too. That's not too bad. Could be a cramp. Can we exercise it? So, this one first of all. So that's the water for the Katadyn. Right.
I was just waiting for you to get face first.
So that's the water for the Befree. Just screw that back in to the top, and that is ready to drink now. For the Sawyer, I'm going to do a little bit more work on this one. So I'm going to fill the bag up with the water. And that'll be the water for the Sawyer. I'm going to take it up to camp and show you what I'll do next. The water for the Katadyn, ready to go. This is the water that's going to go through the Sawyer. So I'm just going to close this bag off. Clip it shut like that. Then I'm going to add this. That's the flow direction. So I'm going to put that onto there like that. And I'm going to clip this into the bottom of the bag there like that. I'm just hanging it up on my hammock strap. Like that. Get the water flowing, push it onto the Sawyer, take the cap off. I'm just going to leave that for a second. All of these filters work better once they're wet, so it's going to come through slow first of all on the Sawyer, and then it'll get a bit faster once it gets a little bit wetter. So you can see that that's starting to run a bit faster now, and all I'm going to do is drop this in there like that and just let it fill that up as it goes. The use of the two things. First of all, the Sawyer. Why am I going to carry on using the Sawyer? The Sawyer has a life of something like 100,000 gallons before it's no good. I've worked it out. I think in the 10 years I've had it, I've probably put less than 100 litres through it, which I think is about 40 gallons, 50 gallons, something like that. It's just nicked all my water. Good boy. Yeah, so that Sawyer is going to last longer than I do, as long as I look after it. And by looking after it, it's making sure it doesn't freeze. That's the main thing, because the fibres in there will split and then all sorts of crap will come through. So when Jay and I go on what I'm going to start referring to as a heavy camp, so if we go into a woodland like this, maybe where we're going to spend a full day, so when we do like a Forestine type camp, that is what I will take with me, this setup, because I can hang it from a tree and just let it filter water for everybody, and I'm not going to use the filter up, as it were, because it's just going to last forever. So I will continue to use this, but this is the Katadyn. This is the one that I've just filled up down at the stream. This is what I will be using for everything except the heavy camps, and the reason is quite simple. Compared to that, I can literally scoop this and drink from it straight away. So this is the one, whenever I'm hiking, this is the one that's coming with me, because it is just so easy to use. I can still fill a bottle from it. So if I've got an empty bottle and I want to carry more water than what this little flask can, I can scoop it up, fill up the other bottle, scoop it up again, and it's all good to go. And again, compared to this, speed-wise, it's too slow for when you're moving and you want to be a bit quicker. Cleaning. To clean the Sawyer, you back flush it with clean water. So you fill this with clean water, you put it on the opposite end of the flow, and you force it through. You can probably saw some come out then, because I'm just pushing air through it. And you have to do that. Well, I mean, whenever I use this, I clean it as soon as I get back, because obviously you've got to look after it and keep it clean. So that's the cleaning for this. To clean this filter, you can either fill the flask with clean water and give it a shake, or rinse it like that, and that's it clean. Now remember, you're not purifying the water with either of these. These will take down down to a size of bacteria. They'll take out little bits of grit. So you're looking at removing particulates from this water to clean it, to make it easier to drink, so it doesn't give you gut problem. You're not going to take out viruses, you're not going to take out chemicals or you know, other pollutants. For that you'd need a charcoal filter. The safest way of drinking water from a viral point of view is to boil it rather than drink it straight. I know this area, I'm not particularly worried about pollutants. There is some farming that happens over there, so there might be some chemical runoff from the farms, but this area is a good distance away and there's streams and all sorts between here and there, so don't worry about that. And again, viruses, I'm going to boil this up for a cup of tea in just a second anyway. All these are doing is taking out tiny little things, but they do take out cryptosporidium, they do take out Giardia and all those little bacterial type nasties that are going to give you the shits.